Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. Pressures on kids, has it gotten worse or is it the same? But the coping behavior learned by us as kids, not taught to the kids today. I think a bit of both. The biggest must be the parents overprotecting children, however. We are denying them the chance to learn from mistakes when young, only teaching them you will rescue them instead of self reliance and to think before they act. Worse, we like the structure of the relationship, while after puberty, the child starts asking questions, challenging authority. If you want a strong child, want them to grow into a strong adult, you want them strong enough to speak up, right? To challenge authority? Well, you are authority. Often the answer a parent gives is, because I told you so. Three things come from this. First, you by protecting become a tyrant and stressing them out, thinking you will overreact to everything. This causes them to hide things, and secrets increase stress. Second, they feel they have no control, and that gets worse after puberty. Emotions become more chaotic, and this leaves them frustrated. They can't come to you because they think you will overreact. They will talk to friends who have almost as little knowledge and likely feel unable to ask their parents. Last is that the pressure only teaches kids to be better at hiding. They feel you don't care about them, only about how their behavior reflects on you, since you won't explain. Too often we fail to consider explaining why we put restrictions on them. This is a problem. You convince yourself you're doing this for their good, and because you are doing so much for them, you assume that gives you a right to impose restrictions on them that make no sense to them. You have to pick your fights. If you can't understand what is important from what is your opinions, then you will increase the pressures on your child. Make it less likely they will survive childhood, even though you did it all for their own good. You only made their lives harder. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.